take on the Central Catholic Cardinals. Rob Gautier, Chris Bardo, and Mike Brannigan tonight stepping in for the ever-tough shoes to fill Brian Binkley. Set to bring in what should be a pretty decent football game tonight. Muhlenberg obviously flexing their muscles, proving themselves to be the top team in the county, and they have a chance to show it tonight against a team who's trying to knock them off, Chris, trying to make believe that they could be the top team in the Berks IC in Central Catholic.
Just an absolutely great opportunity for the Central Catholic Cardinals tonight here at Muhlenberg High School against Muhlenberg High on senior night. Central Catholic coming off 4 consecutive victories, 3 of them, the last 3 being shutouts. And they have one of the best defenses in Berks County, but they will be put to the test tonight against a very powerful Muhlenberg High team.
Obviously, Muhlenberg has weapons all over the place. They can run the football, they can throw the football, and more importantly, and probably most overlooked, they've got a top defense in the county. First of all, for looking at Central Catholic, what can you try to do to move the football on Muhlenberg? Wyatt Missing obviously wasn't able to do it, and now Central Catholic has to step up, and they've got to try to find a way.
Central Catholic coach Pat Nugent in his first year has his team coming together real nicely 7 games into this season. They struggled early on trying to grasp the new system that Coach Nugent put in for the Cardinals this year, but now they're much more cohesive than they were at the start of the season, and they need to keep the Mules off balance by running a lot of misdirection plays. They'll run a lot of men in motion tonight, and they will look to the running back leadership of Matt Ordway, the leader in Berks County.
Ordway, obviously a difficult task. He's had a real good season, and it should be a real good one tonight. Muhlenberg, obviously the top team in the county, 7-0, but Central Catholic right on the heels, a win tonight. And the Central Catholic Cardinals, they take over first place in Berks IC. We'll be back with more pregame in just a moment.
I need some tender loving care to get me here and there. Someone to take me down to town. Someone who knows my needs. Someone who aims to please. Someone who'll always be around. I found that tender loving care. Now I go everywhere, and I'm as happy as can be. Call TLC today.
Call TLC at 678-4445. TLC Ambulance for the finest care and wheelchair service to and from home and the doctor's office or the hospital. Call 678-4445. For tender loving care, call TLC Ambulance. 678-4445. For tender loving care, your family deserves TLC Ambulance. Call them today at 678-4445. Temple is featuring a fall introductory special. Sign up as a new credit-approved customer and receive their total worry-free service package for just $29.95, including propane tank with up to 100 pounds of propane, installation to your existing system, up to 10 feet of copper tubing, gas check, and a complete inspection of your system. Agway Propane on the 5th Street Highway in Temple is committed to providing you with superior customer service. Call today at 929-4729, 929-4729.
When you think of computers, do you think of Micro Age Computer Centers, the area's oldest established computer store? This is Dave Pettis, retail manager of Micro Age Computer Centers at 546 Penn Avenue in West Reading. Our experienced staff and certified technicians will serve your every computer need, whether it be hardware, software, support, training, networking, or repair for home or business. You'll discover that our knowledge and experience is worth the difference. Micro Age Computer Centers in West Reading.
Yo, Eagles fans, watch Sunday's game as the Eagles try to rope up the Cowboys for the second time. Because if the Eagles win, you get McDonald's Quarter Pounder with Cheese Sandwich for only $1 when you buy a medium or larger Coke Classic. And if the Eagles lose, you still win with McDonald's Double Cheeseburger for just $1 with the purchase of a medium or larger Coke Classic. But hey, you know who's going to win this showdown. Yo, Eagles fans, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Plus tax, prices may vary for a limited time only at participating McDonald's.
You know, some places say you've got to hurry in, act now to get a deal. Hey, at McDonald's, you get a deal whenever you want it. Just order by number. Ask for number 1, 2, 3, or 4 and get your favorite extra value meal at big savings. Number 1 for a Big Mac, 2 for 2 original cheeseburgers, 3's the quarter pounder with cheese, and 4's the McChicken sandwich, each with large fries and a medium drink. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Come to think of it, with that kind of deal, why wouldn't you want to, well, hurry into a participating McDonald's? Act now.
When it comes to growing radio stations, more Berks Countyans have made the switch to WAGO than any other radio station. WAGO features quality music with the best hits of the 50s, 60s, and 70s presented by professional DJs. And when it comes to sports, nobody does it better. WEEU claims to be the sports leader, but look at the facts. It's WAGO, not WEEU, who carries the World Series, the Super Bowl, NASCAR Winston Cup, and Busch Grand National Racing, the Indy 500, Monday and Sunday Night Football. It seems that WEEU thinks that broadcasting bicycle races, skiing, and softball games makes them the sports leader. Words are cheap. Deeds are not. The real sports you want to hear most are on WAGO. Great sports, the best music, and true radio personalities are what make WAGO the fastest growing radio station in Reading and all of Berks County. It's pretty simple, folks. We broadcast what you want to hear. Thanks for listening.
Welcome back to Muhlenberg High School for senior night as Muhlenberg gets set to take on Central Catholic. Muhlenberg all of a sudden have jumped up 10th ranking in AAA, PIAA football. It seems to be a great accomplishment, Chris, but Coach John Yoakum isn't biting, isn't going for it.
No, he isn't at all, Rob. John Yoakum is very proud of this football team and what they've done over the last few years with his tenure as head coach, but he stresses focus very strongly, and this is a team that doesn't beat themselves. They make very few mistakes, and you just need a super effort to beat this Muhlenberg High squad, and Central Catholic really has their work cut out for them tonight, especially on senior night, with the players being a little more fired up than they'd usually be, if that's possible.
You look at the other side of the ball, and Central Catholic getting off to the real slow start, in fact 0-3, one of those games in Berks IC, but they've really turned it around and are playing much better football. And Coach Pat Nugent has really mixed things up. They like to do a lot of different things, especially defensively, jumping around. And the Reading Eagle, Mike Drago, wrote a good article about the different things they like to do. They're really a different football team.
They certainly are, Rob. You're going to see Central do a lot of stunning on defense, jumping linebackers into the line, pulling them back, blitzing, doing just about whatever they can to keep the Mules off balance and try to confuse them on offense. Not a very easy job, though, as these Muhlenberg High Mules have just a ton of weapons on offense.
Yeah, let's concentrate on Muhlenberg. We haven't said a lot about the individual personnel. I guess you have to start at the top with the quarterback, and Kirk Siders has really bounced back from what others considered a subpar year. Obviously, Coach John Yoakum didn't, and from their record last year, obviously wasn't a subpar year, but they've really seemed to pick his game up a notch.
He certainly has. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and the big difference this year for the Mules is the receivers are excellent. Kirk Siders has a lot of weapons out there to throw to, including Chad Mulholland and Matt Becker, the wideouts, Brian Bollinger, who will run out of just about any formation, and the tight end Bruce Strupp, all excellent receivers, as well as blockers for their running backs.
And probably even the strongest point of their game has to be their backfield. In the beginning, before the season started, you heard so much about Al Murray, and then Mel Fegley he stepped it up a notch, and you've got easily the best duo in the county.
Outstanding personnel all around on offense, Rob. Also, the offensive line doesn't get enough credit, and they're very unsung heroes for this Muhlenberg High squad. They're big, they're strong, and they're quick, and that spells a lot of trouble for opposing defenses. And when they're blocking for Al Murray and Mel Fegley, both with over 600 yards rushing and 21 rushing touchdowns combined, it's a tough task for an opponent, and we've seen the Mules roll through their schedule coming off two dominating wins against top Berks IC contenders, Conrad Weiser here at Muhlenberg High 2 weeks ago, and Wyomissing last Saturday afternoon.
Looking at this game as a whole, Central Catholic really has picked up their game a notch, and I think they caught the eye, obviously, of Muhlenberg, and we talked about the focus that the Mules have before every game. Is it a possible letdown here? Despite that, I mean, there was a lot of emotion beating Conrad Weiser, and definitely last week you had to consider that the game of the year in Berks IC, and beating Wyomissing on the road. Certainly they've got a team who's on a roll, playing very well, and really believe in themselves.
Well, the Mules can't play much better than they have been, Rob. They have a swarming defense that picked off Matt Lytle of Wyomissing 5 times last week, including 2 by the quarterback, Kirk Siders, from his safety position. And with the relentless play of All Berks linebacker Al Murray, and along with Kirk Siders and Matt Becker in the secondary, it's tough to predict any type of letdown for the Mules. It's funny, Rob, I drive by the high school practice field on my way home from work every day, and the Mules are out there at 5:15, 20 after 5, when it's practically dark out, and Coach John Yoakum really has an excellent squad here that works hard day in and day out, and they're being rewarded greatly for their efforts.
As we said earlier, although Muhlenberg has rolled up to the impressive 7-0 record, season's not over yet. A win for Central Catholic tonight, and they're in first place in Berks IC. So this is a must-win for Muhlenberg. And if Central Catholic has any chance winning the Berks IC, obviously must-win for them. It's going to be a good one tonight in Muhlenberg High School. Muhlenberg Central Catholic will be back in just a moment.
Yo, Eagles fans, watch Sunday's game as the Eagles try to rope up the Cowboys for the second time. Because if the Eagles win, you get McDonald's Quarter Pounder with Cheese Sandwich for only $1 when you buy a medium or larger Coke Classic. And if the Eagles lose, you still win with McDonald's Double Cheeseburger for just $1 with the purchase of a medium or larger Coke Classic. But hey, you know who's going to win this showdown. Yo, Eagles fans, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Plus tax, prices may vary for a limited time only at participating McDonald's.
You know, some places say you've got to hurry in, act now to get a deal. Hey, at McDonald's, you get a deal whenever you want it. Just order by number. Ask for a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 and get your favorite extra value meal at big savings. Number 1 for a Big Mac, 2 for 2 original cheeseburgers, 3's the Quarter Pounder with cheese, and 4's the McChicken sandwich, each with large fries and a medium drink. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Come to think of it, with that kind of deal, why wouldn't you want to, well, hurry into a participating McDonald's? Act now.
I need some tender loving care to get me here and there. Someone to take me town to town. Someone who knows my needs. Someone who aims to please. Someone who'll always be around. I found that tender loving care. Now I go everywhere, and I'm as happy as can be. Call TLC today.
Call TLC at 678-4445. TLC Ambulance for the finest care and wheelchair service to and from home and the doctor's office or the hospital. Call 678-4445. For tender loving care, call TLC Ambulance. 678-4445. For tender loving care, your family deserves TLC Ambulance. Call them today at 678-4445.
Welcome back to Muhlenberg High School. We're getting set for scholastic football action on WAGO. It'll be Muhlenberg Mules against the Central Catholic Cardinals. Rob Gautier, Chris Bartle will be hearing later from the ever-popular Mike Brannigan. Both teams going through their warm-ups and getting set for the toss at midfield. Good crowd for Muhlenberg on senior night, and for Central Catholic, sort of a disappointing crowd. Not a big turnout. The weather, of course, I'm sure has a lot to do with it. Projected rains on the field. And weather is usually such a big part of the game, Chris, and we talk about this week in and week out because obviously we've covered a lot of Reading games, and they are very influenced by what the weather's like. You have to, I personally assume you have to favor Central Catholic. With the rain, that's more of a benefit for them because they're going to do most of their damage on the ground anyway.
You're right in that point, Rob. Central will be running between the tackles for the most part tonight to the best of their ability, which we will see coming up shortly as Muhlenberg will kick off. But it should help the running game first for Central Catholic because they really don't throw the ball much. Do run a lot of men in motion, and they will try to cross up the Mules with their multiple set offense.
We're getting set for the kickoff. It is going to be Muhlenberg kicking off to Central Catholic. Back deep is Max Hussar, Chris Twyman, and Keith Bowman for Central Catholic. And here we go. It's a high end-over-end kick, fielded at about the 5-yard line. Hussar comes off across the 20 to about the 25 or the 26, where Central Catholic will take over 1st and 10. Quarterback is Keith Bowman, junior, 5'8", 150-pounder. And, of course, the big guy in their offensive set is going to be Matt Wardway. He's a senior, 5'11", 170 pounds. Really has turned out to be one of the top backs in the county, Chris.
Certainly has. An excellent runner both inside and out with a lot of elusiveness back there.
Central goes back to the 3-back set, and after about a yard loss, ball went that time to Wardway. He went nowhere, taking about a yard loss, and it'll be 2nd down and 11. And this is the run defense we've heard so much about in Muhlenberg.
They're tough all over, Rob. They're big and strong up front. They have excellent linebackers, and the safeties have great hands because they play offense also, and they read passes very well.
Make that 2nd and 11. Bowman takes the snap. He's going to run with the football off left side, and he's taken down nicely. Good hit that time by number 44, John Easterday.
Excellent pursuit by John Easterday, staying home, not giving up the left sideline to Bowman on that play, and made an excellent tackle right around the waist, bringing Bowman down to set up a 3rd and long situation for the Cardinals.
Muhlenberg wanted to come out and try to establish this running game. And Bowman's back. The left-hander fires. Has a man for a short completion of about 6 yards. He hits Jason Linderman. It's short of the 1st down, and that'll bring up about 4th and 5. And the Cardinals will have to punt the ball away.
That was one of the play-action fakes we expect to see by the Cardinals tonight to try to draw the Mules in on the run fake. Keith Bowman made a nice throw to Jason Linderman just short of the 1st down and forcing the Cardinals to punt.
And Central Catholic really mixing it up, and now they're going to go back into punt formation. They lined up as if they were going to go for it. Short punt this time, and bounces out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. So Muhlenberg, with good field position, will take over on their first series of downs, and not exactly the way Pat Nugent drew it up on the board, 3 downs and out and a punt.
Certainly not. I'm sure Coach John Yoakum didn't mind having his defense on the field to start the game, to set the tone, give the offense good field position, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this high-powered offense tonight, Rob.
Kirk Siders is the quarterback. 6'2", senior, 185 pounds, really stands tall in the pocket. Backs are in the eye. Fegley and Al Murray. Muhlenberg can run and they can throw. Central lines up a lot on the defensive line. Handoff goes to Fegley. There's a flag on the play. We might have offsides on Central Catholic. Let's see what the call is. And we're waiting for a signal, and it is offsides on Central Catholic. So Central working with Muhlenberg working with a 1st and 5, rather. And that's what we expected. A lot of movement on the defensive line, trying to mix things up. The linebackers were approaching the line. Chad Mulholland splits wide left. Backs in the eye. Murray and Fegley. Kirk Siders, 1st and 5. He gives off to Murray, who dives across for about 4. Short of the 1st down, but it'll bring up a 2nd and 1. This is where Muhlenberg can be so dangerous.
Quick hitter off right guard. An excellent surge by the Muhlenberg offensive line. Pick up with 4. 2nd and 1. An excellent situation for quarterback Kirk Siders and Coach John Yoakum to be in early in the 1st quarter.
Muhlenberg backs again, line up in the eye. Chad Mulholland lines up in the slot. Ball at the Central Catholic 46. Siders gives off to Fagley. He has a big hole left side. Crossed the 35 to actually cross the 40 to the 39-yard line. He was tripped up. But it'll be 1st and 10 Muhlenberg.
Mel Fagley just burst through the line of scrimmage on that play. Almost broke free into the clear. There's a touchdown-saving tackle by the Cardinal linebacker, and the Mules are on the move with 9:20 left in the first quarter.
Again, Mulholland lines up to the left, back still in the eye. Mulholland now in motion. Handoff goes to Fagley. Flags on the play. Again, Central Catholic was very active on the defensive line, and we'll see what the call is this time. And they're going to get an offsides again on Central Catholic, so very active, but right now they're sort of shooting themselves in the foot.
Mules are very poised, especially on the offensive line. No movement at all. Not even worrying about the Cardinals defenders, just concentrating on their own game.
Mulholland wide to the right, back still in the eye. Siders gives off to Al Murray, who comes across the 35 to about the 32. Pickup of maybe 2 or 3. It looks like about 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 3. And that's just the benefit of having that 5-yard penalty to start your series of downs. Good field position. Muhlenberg on the move there at the Central Catholic 33. 2nd and a long 3.
Yet to see a pass from the Mules.
Mulholland in motion. Siders. He's back to throw. Rolling to his right. Still rolling. Fires down the field. It's Matt Becker, and he drops it. Had Matt Becker open, and Becker not able to hold on to the football. Then it'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Mules.
Kirk Siders rolling right off the play action fake towards the Cardinals bench in front of us on that play. Looking for Chad Mulholland in the flat. He was covered. Matt Becker running a deep route down the hash marks. Excellent throw by Kirk Siders. Matt Becker couldn't quite reel it in. Now the Mules are faced with a 3rd and 3 in Central Catholic territory.
Central Catholic having a little pride in their defense right now. They're trying to hold together a 3-game scoreless streak. Very impressive, especially when your football team had already lost your first 3 games. They have turned it around completely. Now they've got Muhlenberg in a 3rd and 4. But this is, once again, we said, is so dangerous because Muhlenberg runs as well as they throw. There we go. Siders has his backs in the eye. Mulholland in motion right to left. Siders, there's a flag on the play. And we'll see what this one is. This would be devastating, and it's going to be on Central Catholic. Oh my, their 3rd offsides, and that's going to give Muhlenberg a 1st down. This is not what Pat Nugent wanted to see from his defensive squad.
Certainly not. The Cardinals' work is cut out for him enough without giving Muhlenberg a 1st down, let alone the 3 offsides penalties on the same drive.
Mulholland wide to the right, backs in the eye, Murray and Fagley. Siders, he gives off, and they're going to get an offsides again on Central Catholic. Now this is the 4th one, Chris. Granted, you're anxious and everything, but you're not helping your team by trying to beat the snap every time, and that's the 4th offside on Central Catholic. 20 yards in penalties, 8:47 remaining in this first quarter. Muhlenberg hasn't moved it very far on their own.
Can't quite understand Central's problems on defense, and it looks like we have a timeout on the field.
Obviously going to try to talk this over.
So far for the Mules on offense, we've seen a tight two tight end formation, running Chad Mulholland in motion to the wide side of the field on every play. The Mules trying to establish their ground game early. They've been so-sos in that aspect of the game. Kirk Siders throwing 1 incomplete pass on a 2nd and 3 situation to Matt Becker.
Really wasn't Siders' fault, though, right?
Certainly not. A drop pass. Ball's thrown well. Could have been caught and probably should have been caught, and I'm sure Matt Becker would tell you that himself.
So it'll be 1st and 5. Our crack statistician Mike Brownigan already all over. Muhlenberg 14 yards on their own. 20 yards on offsides calls. And it is These aren't reaches by the referees. They are certainly offside. Mulholland wide to the right, backs in the eye. Here we go, 1st and 5, and we've got a flag on the play. What is going on? This time we've got procedure on Central Catholic, and the fans thinking they're getting the raw end of the deal obviously cheer that one, but sloppy, Chris, for this late in the season especially.
Yeah, we didn't expect both teams to come out with a lot of penalties tonight. With a 5-0 and a 4-1 league record, Muhlenberg and Central Catholic respectively.
Mahala lined up in the slot behind Strupp, the tight end. Rolling out is Siders to his right. He's firing deep downfield. He's got Mulholland. Touchdown. Oh, Kurt Siders rolling out to his right. Very poised. Threw a perfect strike to a wide open Chad Mulholland, and the Central Catholic Cardinals defensive scoreless streak has ended, and Muhlenberg did it on their first possession. 6-0, the Mules. An impressive throw by Kurt Siders.
We'll elaborate on that touchdown play more after the point after attempt.
Getting set for the extra point is Bruce Folk. The snap is down. The kick is up. Not a lot of distance on it, but it's plenty good. So Muhlenberg strikes first in this Brooks IC game. They lead Central Catholic 7-0, and we'll be back in just a moment.
When you think of computers, do you think of Micro-Age Computer Centers, the area's oldest established computer store? This is Dave Pettis, retail manager of Micro-Age Computer Centers at 546 Penn Avenue in West Reading. Our experienced staff and certified technicians will serve your every computer need, whether it be hardware, software, support, training, networking, or repair, for home or business. You'll discover that our knowledge and experience is worth the difference. Micro-Age Computer Centers in West Reading.
Back here at Muhlenberg High School. Muhlenberg getting set to kick off. Ken Kime.
Also a soccer player, Robin, an excellent one.
End over end kick deep and fielded by the quarterback, actually, Keith Bowman. He tries to run left side, the 15 to the 20, and he's finally taken down. Central Catholic will take over 1st and 10. Now, if Central Catholic has any aspirations of winning this game, Chris, they're going to have to get their feet onto the ground and establish some type of an offensive attack.
Seems like the Cardinals are a little bit too fired up coming into tonight's game. Losing a little bit of discipline on defense, and it hurt them badly, allowing the Mules to keep the drive alive with 4 offsides penalties. And then Kirk Siders' athletic ability took over, hitting Chad Mulholland for a touchdown for the Mules. 7-0 lead, Muhlenberg, 7:55 remaining first quarter.
Backs in the eye. Bowman gives off to Ordway. Tries to find running room off the left side. Gains almost 3 or 4 yards. Not a bad run that time by Ordway. Muhlenberg scoring drive with 5 plays, 53 yards. Took them 2 minutes and 3 seconds to score. And, of course, they were benefited by 4 offside penalties on Central Catholic defense. Not missing a step tonight. Mike Brannigan just all over these stats. He's firing them out to us.
He's a financial number type of guy.
Quick pitch left side for Central Catholic. Ellis Rivera. He picks up maybe 2 or 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. Ellis, of course, the fine point guard for the Central Catholic basketball team. Had an outstanding county championship game last year against Reading High.
Not a bad play call by Pat Nugent. Quick pitch to Ellis Rivera, trying to get him outside the Muhlenberg containment. Pick up of 3. 3rd and 4. Let's see what happens for the Cardinals in this situation.
Back to throw, Bowman. He pumps once. He's rolling out. He's going to try to run the football, and he is taken down short of the 1st down. Maybe a yard loss. And it's really tough to describe, Chris. Muhlenberg is all over the field on defense. It must look to Bowman and company like there are 14 or 15 blue shirts on the field. Muhlenberg really swarms to the football.
They certainly do, and on that play, Bowman was looking for Jeremy Lutz, the tight end, downfield, and Matt Easterday had excellent coverage. Bowman had to pull the ball down and come up short.
Chris Twyman, he is back to punt. Jeff Crick and Matt Becker, the 2 deep receivers. Twyman's punt is high, not real deep at the 50-yard line, fielded by Jeff Crick, and he's taken down for a couple-yard loss. They'll spot the ball up close to the 50-yard line. So once again, good field position for Muhlenberg. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
So far, it appears the Mules offense has not been confused by the multiple sets for the Cardinals on defense. And Coach John Yoakum has yet to really open the offense up and let Kirk Siders do his thing, except for the one pass, which resulted in a touchdown play.
This time he splits out Brian Bollinger wide with Chad Mulholland. Backs in the eye. Pitch goes to Fagley across the 50, 45, 40, cuts back 35, and to the 34-yard line. Quick 16 yards for Mel Fagley.
I like Mel Fagley's running style. He has quick feet and he keeps his head up, which enables him to see the hole. And there was a very large hole right over the left hash mark for the Mules. Mel Fagley picking up 16 and a first down for the Mules, and we have an official timeout.
This Muhlenberg team is just so loaded, so many weapons. When you look at an Al Murray or a Mel Fagley, and then you can throw to your receivers Becker and Mulholland, and Kirk Siders is really giving him that extra dimension this year by proving that he is a top quarterback, and he's throwing the ball exceptionally well this year for the Mules.
That's certainly been the consensus of the coaches in the Berks IC. They're extremely impressed with Kirk Siders' play from the quarterback position and his poise and maturity, coming off an okay junior season, which could have been better.
Becker and Mulholland this time are both wide right. Backs in the eye. Siders gives off to Fagley again. This time not a lot of running room. Pick up maybe 3. To about the 31-yard line, 32-yard line, 2nd and 7 for Muhlenberg. 5:41 remaining, first quarter. It's Muhlenberg 7, Central Catholic nothing. Rob Gouts here with Chris Bardo. Scholastic football on WAGL. Glad to be here tonight. Weather's trying to hold out for us. Wind's really blowing, and we must admit that Central Catholic or Muhlenberg is moving with the wind. They have it at their backs. Siders gives to Al Murray, breaks one tackle. Comes across to about the 26-yard line. Short of the first down, it'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Al Murray's a very tough running back to bring down. He slipped through the line of scrimmage. Before the Cardinals knew it, he was into the linebacker secondary area for a nice gain.
They're going to give about 3rd and 3. Let's see if Muhlenberg mixes up a pass this time. He's got Mulholland in the slot, backs in the eye. Handoff goes to Al Murray, bounces off one tackle, running down the left side. He's got running room, and he's gone. Al Murray down the left side for a touchdown, and Muhlenberg is up 13-0 in the first quarter.
Some more elusive running from Alan Murray on that play. His 14th rushing touchdown of the season, by far the leader in Berks County. The Mules having their way with the Cardinals with still over 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
This team is balanced up and down. Bruce Polk getting set for the extra point. He made the first one. Snap is up. This one, however, is no good wide to the left. Not able to get that one through, so probably the only down spot for Muhlenberg. They score another touchdown and they lead 13-0.
I'm sure Coach John Yoakum will not be pleased by the missed PAT. He takes pride in every facet of the Mules game.
Oh, that's just typical coach. Team moving up and down the field. That play was, drive with Chris was 4 plays, 51 yards, a minute 51. So they've run 9 offensive plays and have racked up 104 yards and a pair of touchdowns. I think this offense is everything it's been cracked up to be.
It certainly looks like it. We certainly haven't seen any signs of stopping the offense for the Mules by the Cardinals. And they need to make some adjustments rather quickly if they're going to have any chance to win this ball game tonight on senior night at Muhlenberg High School.
Ken Kime set to kick this one off. This one's a low line drive. Fielded at about the 15, gets up to the 20, 30, 35, and breaking through a hole. That time a nice run with Chris Twyman. To about the 39-yard line. So Central Catholic with their best field position of the game. starting at their 39-yard line. So let's see what Keith Bowman and company can come up with.
The field appears to be holding up rather nicely, Rob. So far, the weather doesn't seem to be a problem for either team.
Field in excellent condition at Muhlenberg. Hasn't rained real hard. It's just been spritzing.
Friday Night Live on WAGO, Halloween Eve.
Halloween Eve. So, Central Catholic, 1st and 10. Backs in the eye. Let's see what they can do. Handoff goes to Ordway. Tries to find running room up the middle. Has a good pickup of about 6 yards.
It's a real nice gain on 1st down for the Cardinals. Cardinals had no one split out to either side in the flanker position. A very tight formation, trying to push the Mules off the line. They were successful on 1st down.
So we'll make it 2nd down and a long 4. Central still looking for their first down of the game. First quarter action. Bowman, he's going to keep it himself. Crosses the 50, 45, 40. Breaks a tackle to the 34-yard line. An excellent run off left side by the quarterback, Keith Bowman.
Central Catholic on the move. Moving into Muhlenberg territory for the first time tonight. Matt Becker with a touchdown-saving tackle on quarterback Keith Bowman as he ran around left end on the fake up the middle to Ordway. A real nice play for the Cardinals, and Pat Nugent has his offense clicking a little bit more than they were in the first 2 possessions.
So, 1st and 10, handoff to Ordway. Off the right side, picks up a couple yards. He had positive yardage that time. And it'll be 2nd and 8. So, Central Catholic moving the ball a little bit. Really need to put something in the end zone if they're going to try to make a game of this. Muhlenberg already up 13-0 with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And the Muhlenberg offense really balanced, looks unstoppable at this point. Timeout on the field, officials timeout. They're trying to get something straight.
You know, Rob, Matt Ordway is listed at 5'11", 170. He appears to be bigger than that when he carries that ball. Looks like he's one of the bigger players on the field right now, and he's tough to bring down.
He looks about the size of Jeremy White from Boyertown. Ordway has 4 carries for 10 yards. Gets the ball again left side, and he's taken down immediately. Good rush defense from the right side of the Muhlenberg line.
Mule defense certainly keying on Ordway, as they know he is the key to stopping the Central Catholic offense.
Make it a 3rd down and 8. 4-down territory for Central Catholic. Let's see if they decide to throw the ball. Now they line up in a wishbone-type offense. Bowman's going to try to run it himself right side, and he does not get anything. Referee threw something that it looked like just a marker, however, no flag. There's no gain on the play. There was a flag, and let's see what the call is. And, of course, I'm wrong about that, too, aren't I, Chris?
It's a funny-looking flag.
Well, the down marker hasn't changed. I guess the refs weren't ready for that. So we'll have 3rd down and 8 again. Bowman back to throw. He's looking, firing downfield, incomplete, overthrowing his intended receiver, Jason Linderman. And that'll bring up 4th down and 8 for the Cardinals.
Al Murray and Pat Wiswesser right in Keith Bowman's face when he let go of that pass. Really just had to unload it and made a nice play by not throwing an interception, overthrowing everyone.
So it'll be 4th down and 8. Minute 49 remaining, first quarter, 13-0 Muhlenberg. Glad to have you with us tonight, Friday Night Football on WAGO. Central Catholic Muhlenberg. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 8. Bowman, end around to Linderman, but he's going to try to throw the football, and he's going to be sacked, fires, and it is intercepted. Taken away, running downfield for a touchdown is Matt Livingood. for the Mules. Ill-advised throw that time by Jason Linderman on an end-around option pass. Being heavily rushed, and he just kind of threw it up for grabs. And a fantastic pickoff by Matt Livengood, and he just found plenty of territory running down the left side for the score for the Mules. Wow, Chris, this team is impressive. Offense and defense, 19-0 in the first quarter. And Central Catholic really just looking at themselves right now. What do we have to do?
Unreal. The Mules sniffed that reverse option pass out from its inception.
There's a flag on the play, and they're going to bring this one back, probably on the return.
And Jason Linderman had nowhere to go, backpedaling, made an unwise decision to throw the ball, and Matt Livengood, the freshman defensive tackle, was there to pick it off for the Mules, dashed down the left sideline into the end zone. However, an illegal block will bring it back to around midfield for the Mules offense once again.
So he had the dream. Every defensive player has, scores a touchdown, but it goes for naught except Muhlenberg has the football, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at a familiar position, about the 50-yard line, where they've had the ball in the first 2 series where they scored touchdowns. Actually, the ball is going to be spotted at the 45 of Muhlenberg. So the Mules, not a bad day when you could say the worst field position so far has been the 45, their own 45-yard line.
Certainly not. That's what every coach likes to see for his offense. Knocking on the opposing team's territory when they start their own possession.
Let's see if Coach Yoakum goes for the knockout. Here's Mulholland wide to the right. Backs in the eye. Still Murray and Fagley. Siders takes the snap and is back to throw. He's being rushed. He's wrong to his right. Still being rushed. Very poised. Steps up and fires. Oh, almost intercepted. Matt Wardway came flying down the left side. And if he had picked that one off, Chris, it would have been 6 the other way for the Cardinals.
Bruce Strupp, the intended receiver on the play for the Mules. Kirk Siders just dancing around, eluding the Cardinals' 2 defenders that were on top of him. Looked deep to Chad Mulholland originally on a fly pattern down the right hash. Couldn't find anyone and dumped it off. Almost a big play for the Central Catholic Cardinals.
Again, Mulholland to the right, back still in the eye. A lot of movement on the defensive front for Central Catholic. The handoff goes to Fagley, and there's a flag on the play. I think this one's on Muhlenberg, Chris, and it is a procedure call. So moves the Mules back 5 yards, and they'll have 2nd and 15 at their own 40.
First time the Mules have been backed up at all in the evening, still with 1:22 remaining in the first quarter. I think it'll enable us to see Kirk Siders' arm once again.
This time Brian Ballinger is wide right with Chad Mulholland. Backs in the eye. Siders is back to throw. 3-step drop, firing left sideline. Overthrows Ballinger. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 15. So Central Catholic trying to find a little equilibrium on their defensive side of the ball.
Ball's right in the middle of the field. So the Mules have an option to run to either side and have plenty of room to work with.
See, Central Catholic comes with some type of a blitz. This time he has Becker and Mulholland to his right. 2 favorite receivers. The Muhlenberg team can come at you with so many different options. Minute 48 remaining. First quarter, they laid 13-0 over Central Catholic. Siders, he gives off to Fagley. Big hole right side. He's got 50, 45, 40, 35, all the way to the Central Catholic 28-yard line. First down, Muhlenberg.
Coach John Yoakum caught Coach Pat Nugent of Central Catholic off guard in that 3rd and 15 play. I'm sure everyone here tonight expected a pass from Kirk Siders. However, a very effective draw play to Mel Fagley for a big gain, moving the Mules into Cardinal territory once again.
So 1st and 10, Muhlenberg. Siders gives off to Al Murray, and he has a big hole up the middle. Running all the way to about the 4-yard line. Tough to tell from where we're standing. That is at the 4, first and first and goal for Muhlenberg. And this offense is just at will running the football.
Al Murray has that little Texas two-step move at the line of scrimmage to avoid the first tackler. And once he does that, into the Cardinal secondary, Mule's knocking on the door once again.
Siders gives off to Fagley, and he's upended before he's able to get near the goal line. He's tackled at about the 5. The ball was originally spotted at the 6. So 11 carries for 121 yards for the Mules so far in the first quarter. Offense definitely efficient.
And again, it's the offensive line opening up these holes for the running backs.
Siders gives off to Murray, left side, breaks a tackle, tries to break another tackle short of the goal line. So Central Catholic trying to flex some muscles and ending the first quarter there at the 2-yard line. So we'll be back with second quarter action. 13-0 Muhlenberg leads Central Catholic in just a moment.
For residential and commercial remodeling and construction, call Redding Contracting first. A member of the Home Builders Association, call Redding Contracting for new home construction, basements, interiors, exteriors, decks, and so much more. Redding Contracting goes one step beyond the local building codes to assure you the highest quality. For integrity, quality, and cost-efficient residential and commercial construction and remodeling, call the best first. Redding Contracting at 2851 Center Avenue. Call 929-2533.
Back in Muhlenberg High School, where the Muhlenberg Mules lead Central Catholic 13-0. We're getting set for second quarter action. The Mules are right on the doorstep again to score their third touchdown of the game. They have a 3rd and goal at the 3-yard line. And Central Catholic defense getting a pep talk. Now they're running onto the field. They need some type of stand here, Chris. Force a turnover or force possibly a field goal attempt.
This could be the point of no return for the Cardinals in tonight's game, already trailing 13-0, starting the second quarter. Cards really can't afford to give up another touchdown to the Mules on this drive.
Muhlenberg lines up in the eye again. Siders. He gives off to Mel Fagley off right side. He dives into the end zone. A touchdown, Muhlenberg. So the Mules able to do it again. And they lead 19-0. And let's see if Muhlenberg decides to go for 2 with the mixed extra point on the second touchdown. I think that's what they're going to do, Chris.
Certainly the logical move in this situation, trying to get to the even 21 number to go up by 3 touchdowns minimum over the Cardinals.
They line up in the same formation. Mulholland in the slot, backs in the eye.